Of that kind of divinity and the life of our dreams, you talk about taking baby steps.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favourite topics.
Yes, yeah, mine too.
I know in the past I've probably had a lot of pride, perhaps, in as much as it's like, I don't want to take baby steps. I want to do big, sexy, significant things that are juicy and that are going to be, get me brownie points in other people's eyes. And that kind of stuff. But I've realised that I've often fallen flat on my face when I've tried to do things from that place. And often it's just the small, often unsexy things that actually open the doors to big possibilities. And I know that's the heart of your philosophy.
And it's sad because I see a lot of people who said to me, Mike, I've watched The Secret, 74 times, in the last 50 days. And, when's stuff going to happen? And they think because they've discovered their unimaginable power and life's profound glory, and they now realize that the universe is conspiring with them, not working against them, they all of a sudden think that they should instantaneously be drinking champagne and having caviar for the rest of their days. But the trick to understanding life's magic is to realize that we don't take the baby steps for the paltry distance they cover. We'd never get anywhere. The reason we take the baby steps is to put us in a place of receivership of life's magic. This is the million-dollar, billion-dollar question. And because we can't see that, it seems like, well, this is not going to get me there. This is a contradiction to all of my dreams, to work at McDonald's for an hourly rate. But again, just view working at McDonald's or doing whatever it is you have to do as an intermediary stepping point to greater things. Because simply by being out there, showing up, you are then in a place where the universe can put a brand new person on your path, insert a brand new idea into your thinking, at which point the floodgates open.
Wonderful. So take baby steps, however much against the grain for you they may go, or you think they're not going to take you anywhere. Baby steps, just open the floodgates.
Baby steps all the way. And it's not like take baby steps this week if you want next week to be really great. It's like the baby steps almost never end.
No.
And for me, I've been doing 8 or 9 years of baby steps, but you do get this kind of critical mass going, and then all of a sudden there's this upward spiral, and a tipping point is reached, all of which are invisible while it's happening. But then you look back over your shoulder and you're like, oh my gosh, this led to that, led to this, and you see the path of miracles.
The invisible kind of golden thread that's gone through it all that you don't necessarily see at the time.
Exactly. So never stop, never look back, press forward.
And the fourth thing I've always loved about your notes is, you talk about the cursed hows, how we get our, to use an English expression, get our knickers in a twist. I don't know, is that an American expression?
Never heard it.
We get our knickers in a twist out.
Oh, our knickers in a twist.
Thinking, here's my big idea, I know what I want to happen. How's it ever going to happen? How, that's when most of us fall down. Unless we can have a guaranteed how, we know how it's going to happen, we won't even take those baby steps.
And I advise, even if you think you know how your dreams are going to come true, drop it, forget it. The hows are the bane of our experience. As I've said, messing with the hows is eating of the forbidden fruit. We assess the playing field around us with our physical senses alone because that's all we've ever developed. But yet our physical senses don't even show us a sliver of possibilities, a sliver of what's going on out there. Yet if you base your decision on what you're going to do next on what you see with your eyes, you slam shut the door on an infinite number of other probabilities. Surrender to the hows. Instead, get clear on the end result. That's all that matters to you anyway. You don't care how you find your soulmate. You don't care how you drop the pounds or the kilos. You don't care how you generally become surrounded by wealth and abundance. So don't put limits on the pathway. And instead, focus on thoughts that presume your dream has already come true. This is what you visualize. This is what you use as your guiding light. And then just get busy doing the little things that are in front of you. And then bing, bang, boom, so the universe takes over.
The universe knows the hows.
The universe always knows the shortest, quickest, fastest way to whatever your heart desires.
And in your experience, how do people deal with, because I know I can feel this sometimes, it's like, am I being naive or am I being enlightened by not worrying about the house?
Well, we have one foot in the old school that tells us, you better figure it out, young man, or you're reckless and irresponsible. And we have another foot in this new school of thought that says, let the universe figure out all the hows. And so this is kind of a juxtaposition and a transition that we must all navigate right now. It does feel silly in the beginning.
Yeah,
it does feel
presumably
absurd.
it's possible to be reckless and irresponsible.
Of course.
So how do we recognise when we're being reckless and irresponsible and when we're being divinely trusting?
I think the best answer is to always be tuning in to your heart, to your feelings, while at the same time, occasionally, check in with logic. Let it make some sense, because sometimes I meet people in my audiences and they're so carried away with their heart, and they're so sure that the law of attraction is going to make everything come true. But really what's going on is they're afraid of not knowing how their dream's going to come true, so they attach to one book or one sculpture or one piece of art and they say, this is going to be my way, because they don't know of any other way. And instead of being open to all possibilities, they're actually fearfully clinging to one idea, turning it into a cursed how, which really undermines their efforts towards moving forward.
Thank you very much. Mike, it's been an absolute joy talking with you. Thank you so much.
It's been my joy. Thank you. Next.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. I hope you've enjoyed watching this.
Thank you.